It has been a wild Tuesday of trades within the NFL, and in today's video, we are going to recap the three trades that happened and how I personally feel they will impact the teams that were involved in the trades. Let's get into it. So, the first trade that I want to talk about involved the Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know the details of what was acquired for this person, but the Houston Texans have traded Cam Akers back to the Vikings after he played there last season after another in-season trade from the Rams. Now, this might not seem like a very impactful trade for the Vikings or the Texans, but with Aaron Jones questionable and dealing with some injuries and the backup being Ty Chandler, I really feel like this is a move that the Minnesota Vikings needed to make in order to shore up that backfield behind Sam Darnold, along with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and those players. This is a deal that will give you someone who can stay healthy, can give you some touches, can give you production from your backfield, and help relieve the stress off of Sam Darnold to get the ball down the field to your big stars that you have. Now, we will see how this ends up looking once we get the details of what the Minnesota Vikings gave up to get Cam Akers. But all in all, I believe that this is a very good trade for the Vikings. This is something that they need to make their backfield a little bit stronger than what it was, especially if you get Aaron Jones back and he's not as hurt as people think he might be. This is something that the Vikings, in my opinion, won the trade. The next trade that happened today was the fact that the Cleveland Browns have moved on from Amari Cooper, trading him to the Buffalo Bills for, let me look this up. The Bills received Cooper and a 2025 sixth round pick for a 2025 third round pick and a seventh round pick in 2026. So, all in all, the Browns are getting a 2025 third round pick this year, which could help them, and then a seventh round pick next year, which in my opinion, they'll probably end up trading later on down the road to, trade up or something like that, get a piece that they need. Now, this is a huge win for both teams, in my opinion. Amari Cooper has tweeted out that he wouldn't mind being traded. I mean, he didn't say those exact words, but when rumors were spreading about him being traded to Kansas City after Rashee Rice went down, he tweeted out, wouldn't even mind. So it gets someone like that off of the Cleveland Browns. It is a weapon loss for the Cleveland Browns, which is never going to be helpful when your quarterback is someone like Deshaun Watson and the team is struggling to get wins. But maybe with the third round pick next year, you can get yourself someone who can help drive the locker room, the mentality of the team, things like that. You never know. But this is a huge win for the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills this year, without Stephon Diggs, without a lot of their key defensive players, you get someone who can be very, very boom, right? Like we saw it last year when Joe Flacco came in for the Browns. Amari Cooper has high ceiling potential, and you give him a quarterback like Josh Allen. This now takes a team that is 3-3, struggling in the AFC East, and makes them a legitimate playoff contender. I don't see them making it to the Super Bowl with a move like this, but it definitely puts them atop their division within the AFC. Last but not least, the third trade that happened today, it was actually the first trade, but it's also one of the most impactful trades. The Jets went out and acquired Davante Adams from the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, this was always the expected landing spot for Davante once the Raiders came out and said that they were willing to trade him. The Raiders will be getting a conditional third round pick, which could turn into a second round pick. Don't know what is required to make it a second round pick. And the Raiders no longer have to pay Davante Adams' salary. Sometimes in trades, the team will send cash considerations to help offset the cost of the salary, but in this case, it does not. The Jets are picking up what is owed to Davante going forward. Now, this is a huge pickup for the Jets. This is a wide receiver quarterback combination that we know works. We know they have chemistry. We know they have a rapport. With his time in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams looks to become a top wide receiver prospect in fantasy ratings, but it also affects how the Jets will end up doing in the AFC East. Do they win the AFC East by picking up Davante? I don't think so. I think the Bills getting Amari Cooper have a better shot at winning the AFC East than the Jets do, but this definitely makes the Jets a playoff contender through the wild card. But in order for that to happen, their backfield, their run game needs to improve. We've seen Breece Hall get less targets, less rushes, less yards over the last 3 weeks, and that is something that made them as decent as they were last year. Breece Hall exploded, being a top 10 running back in the league. It's something that we need to see happen if we want to see the Jets become a playoff team. If they don't improve that, and I'm sure they will, firing Robert Saleh, this is the first week of their new head coach, and watching the game on Monday night, it definitely looked like a better Jets team, a team that was willing to play for their coach. I think Davante Adams going to the Jets is going to be one of the most impactful trades so far of the season. Obviously, the trade deadline's not till November 5th, so we don't know exactly who else is going to be traded. I know the Lions might be looking for an edge rusher now. I know that there's teams out there that might be looking for a quarterback, although quarterback in-season trades are just so hard to do, because for a quarterback to learn a brand new system, a brand new playbook mid-season and be successful is very, very rare. But that's it for this video. If you guys like this kind of content and you want more sports content, more fantasy content, don't forget to thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notification bells. That way you never miss when another video goes live. And until next time, peace.